Mastering WH questions with auxiliary verbs. Hello, language learners. Today, we're going to dive deep into a vital part of English language learning, forming WH questions, with a special focus on using auxiliary verbs. You're going to get so good at this, you'll be able to ask questions with the pros. WH questions are questions that start with what we call the WH words, which include what, who, when, where, why, and how. These questions are used to gather information, and they usually require more than just a simple yes or no answer. Let's see how auxiliary verbs come into play when forming these questions. Auxiliary verbs, also known as helping verbs, are used together with the main verb to show time, mood, voice, and so forth. The three primary auxiliary verbs in English are be, have, and do. But when we form WH questions, these little helpers often come in front of the main verb to help us construct our question. When we form a WH question, we usually follow this pattern: WH word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus object. For example, where do you live? Or, what is she eating? But don't worry, it's not as complex as it sounds. Let's break it down together. Subsection 3.1. Do, does, and did. When the main verb is in the present simple or past simple tense, we use the auxiliary verbs do, does, or did. For example, what do you like? Present simple. Where did he go? Past simple. Subsection 3.2. Be, am, is, are, was, were. When the main verb is in the present continuous, past continuous, or as a linking verb, like be, we use a form of be as the auxiliary verb. For example, why is she crying? Present continuous. Where were you living in 2010? Past continuous. Who is she? Linking verb. Subsection 3.3. Have and has. When the main verb is in the present perfect or past perfect tense, we use have or has as the auxiliary verb. For example, what have you done? Present perfect. Why had he left before the party ended? Past perfect. Sometimes, we form questions with the verb to be without an auxiliary. These are usually straightforward, with the be verb acting as the main verb. For example, who is your best friend? Where is the library? And that's a wrap on forming WH questions with auxiliary verbs. Remember, learning a language is a journey, and practice makes perfect. Try forming your own WH questions with auxiliary verbs and see how it goes. Stay curious and keep asking questions, because that's the best way to learn. See you in our next video.